Hi, I'm Daria. This is another edition of Higher Authority. To my right, we have Doug Wald, Aaron Frenchman, and we have a very special guest today to my left, Ali Roberts, who heads up the Temporary Hospitality Division of Executive Alliance. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
It should be, right? So we're going to get right into it with you and talk about temp and the hospitality industry. I guess this is like your busy time now, right?
It definitely is, especially with the warm weather. People love to celebrate when there's not a blizzard every other weekend. So yes, we're definitely starting to ramp up now.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. And so when you talk about hospitality things with your clients, what is the thing that you would say that they look to you most for in this climate? Like, what are they really looking for? I mean, I know you're doing waitresses and bartenders and things like that. Are they looking for you to sort of consult with them and tell them, hey, this is how many people you might need for a specific party, or how does that work?
Sure. So it's definitely, it depends on who the client is, the type of client they are. It is very event-based, so it's going to be depending on whether it's a holiday party, things like now that the end of the school year is coming up, things like graduations, proms, end of year banquets, things like that. But yeah, they can give me job orders weeks in advance, knowing the exact number, or it can be a little bit last minute. Because it's hospitality, everything is just kind of up in the air, as you know how the industry is. So yeah, it's definitely a case-by-case basis for things like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
And you said, it could be last minute. Ballpark, what percentage of last minute, like you have everything set, everything's full, I've got my 3 bartenders, my 15 waiters and waitresses, day before, day of, what's your average, like, oh my God, I need to replace X?
Right, someone cancels.
Boy. Well, it's definitely, chaos is part of the industry, so I would say maybe like 25%. It happens a decent amount.
Number.
It happens a decent amount. Life happens, but the really great thing about this division here specifically is that all of the workers we have are super local, and they're all really willing and eager to work. Everyone wants hours, so even though we do have last minute drop-offs here and then, it is very doable to find replacements because everyone is here. So that's been, it's been, interesting, but we've definitely been able to work through it.
Yeah, that's good. Great. That's really great.
Good. And as you head into the season, Ali, for, coming up into the season, hospitality season's cranking up, things in the Hamptons are happening, obviously events everywhere. Can you tell us, kind of what you're looking for, what are going to be the most common roles that you're looking to fulfill, and what regions that might be important or bigger events that you might be working on?
Absolutely. So our most common need is definitely servers and bartenders.
Okay.
So waitresses and waiters, and then bartenders. For front of house, that's definitely the most common ask. And then for back of house, it's line cooks. But we have had other opportunities pop up, things like bussers, hostesses, coat checks, housemen, barbacks. So we're really looking for everything because you never know what people are going to need. But honestly, despite the name of the position or whatever the role may be, the most important quality we're looking for is adaptability. So people to get on site and just be ready and willing to help no matter what their role is and what they signed on for.
That's smart.
Especially since we really work in like the celebration business, right? So it's a lot of parties, a lot of events. Despite what you're doing, whether it's front of house, back of house, if you're on the line or on the floor, everyone kind of has to come in, which is the common goal of making sure that the people who are hosting the party and the people who are attending the party leave happy and satisfied.
Right, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And now you have big events, right? So, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all those things. But now we have the 250th birthday party.
Very exciting.
I know. That's going to be a very big event. So
especially here in New York.
I know. So July 3rd, midnight, they're dropping the ball again. Never been done before. So What are how are your clients going to prepare for that? Like, what are you thinking as far as that day's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big party day for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, my advice is that if you need people, definitely reach out sooner rather
Now,
than later
yeah.
because it's going to be a really busy time of year. Everyone's going to be needing people both front of house and back of house.
Yeah.
Not just with us, but with everywhere on Long Island. So,
Sure.
yeah, I would say, if you're a worker, definitely, and you're looking for work, if you can get your resumes in before that date, that would be really fantastic because we're going to have a lot of work coming up. And if you're someone who's going to be hosting something for that day, it's better to let us know now rather than later, just so we can make sure we can get the talent that you need to make it a success.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good. And other roles that you might see, Allie, outside of front of house, back of house, do you see operations, finance, accountants, social media marketing? Do you see any of those other types of roles for restaurants and hospitality as well?
Those do pop up every here and then. I would say more of the front of house and back of house temp work is where we really get the most business. But you never know. Things pop up all the time. Currently working on some contract roles. They are back of house, assistant chefs, line cooks, chefs that are more long term. So I would say the best thing to do is to just always stay updated on our LinkedIn and on our website because everything will always be posted there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Great.
That's a good idea. Okay.
So, and with this busy season, and we talked about Mother's Day, Father's Day, and, July 4th this year is certainly bigger than most. When do you expect to start a lull, and when does it start to ramp back up for the end of the year?
Oh,
Company
yeah.
parties, holiday parties. So where is that?
Do you get a lull?
A bit of a lull will come after September,
Okay.
For the fall, and then it'll ramp back up when the holidays start again. But yeah, summer is definitely the big event season just
Yeah.
because of the weather, because of where we're located, a lot of waterfront locations.
Yeah.
But yeah, weddings are all the time, so there's always going to be a demand somewhere. Who doesn't love a fall wedding?
Yeah.
So there's never going to be a serious lull.
Right.
But yeah, definitely after September, you're going to see a little bit of pullback, but then it's going to come back ramping up again for around December time.
Now you actually worked on the Ryder Cup, right?
did, yes.
How was that? How was that experience? And what did
So
you
much fun.
do? What was all the staffing that you did for that?
Sure. So we did front of house and back of house staffing for the VIP tents at the Ryder Cup. So that
Okay.
was Team USA, Team Europe, all their friends and family.
Wow.
We were given
cool.
about 2 or 3 weeks to do that, and it went really, really well.
2 or 3 weeks. Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Thrown right in there.
That's pretty.
And with the Ryder Cup and the success of the Ryder Cup, I understand you're also going to be working on the U.S. Open Golf Championships in Shinnecock.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
can you give us a little color on, what you're planning for that?
Yeah, sure. So we haven't started that quite yet. We are looking to start staffing for the front of house and back of house for that in the next few weeks. But yeah, we'll have more information as it gets a little bit closer, but that is in June, so we are expecting to start that in a week or two.
And that's going to come in hot, too.
It's going to come in
Yeah,
hot,
yeah,
yes.
sure.
But I would imagine people would want that.
Absolutely.
Like I would imagine that people are like, oh yeah, I want to work there. If I'm going to work somewhere,
And
let's
I've
work there.
been in the hospitality tents at the U.S. Open in Shinnecock, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the
That
experience
sounds
is really
cool.
And
That
like
sounds
any other industry, that's a resume builder for somebody.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
have you ever worked an event this? I worked at
Yeah.
the U.S. Open in Shinnecock. Now, on the downside, do you get people who are more interested in finding a way to get into the events?
Right, the
And
prestige
don't
of
really
it.
want to work?
Oh, that's true. Do you wind up with that?
We had a little bit of that during the Ryder Cup, but it was something, it's pretty easy to spot when people's intentions aren't exactly aligned with what we're trying to do.
Oh, you were on hand at the Ryder Cup, right? You were there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did the check-ins and check-outs at the Ryder Cup at Farmingdale.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said it's easy to spot
Oh, yeah.
for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the key there is, a regular one of us, we might.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
So,
know. I would just
but
think,
you
that's what they
specialize
should
in
do.
hospitality and these kind of workers, so it just makes it that much more important that you work with someone like you. So,
Besides being personable and gracious when they're working, what should they be prepared for? Like, what are the hours? What are they looking at when they go to an event, like if I was going to say, oh, okay, I'm going to be a waitress for this event, which no one would ever want me to be a waitress because I'm a klutz, I would drop everything. But let's say, right, so I'm going to do something like that. How many hours am I working? What am I, do I do a breakdown to, like, do I take everything down, help with that? Like, what am I looking at?
Sure. So similar to how everything else is described, it's case-by-case basis, and all the clients are completely different in what they want and what they expect. What's really great about the people that we work with is that they always are very clear with us about their specific events. So we always let our staff know ahead of time any important details, so they go in already prepared. But yeah, we have a 4-hour minimum for all of our shifts.
Okay.
So it's always going to be at least 4 hours,
Oh,
if
that's
not
good.
more. Obviously, things like the U.S. Open and the Ryder Cup are kind of on their own planet. But typically for weddings and parties and things like that, it's around 4 hours, if not more. But yeah, we always, as I said, let you know ahead of time so that you're going in fully prepared and without questions.
I know that you offer your clients something different than any other temp agency when it comes to the staffing, and it's, you know, helping with the, you know, giving the menu in advance and the itinerary. Talk a little bit more about that and the specialty that you really offer that I don't think any other, you know, that I know of agency is doing. Tell me about that.
Preparation is huge. We run on information. As much information as we can get and we can give our workers, the better. So we try to get information about the menus, about the setup, whether or not they're going to be breaking things down or setting things up, the layout of the space. We get that information from the client ahead of time,
Very
so
smart.
that we can give it out to the workers before they get there.
That's very smart, because I think that that's going to help the clients then, because they're sort of coming in with that knowledge, and these people already are ahead of the game. I mean, it really puts them ahead of the
Set the
curve.
expectation out of the gate. So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's really a smart
I
idea.
think especially like those huge events like the Ryder Cup, where it's not a restaurant or a catering hall where you
Right.
can clock what the layout is. You know, the Ryder Cup, I'm sure, was huge and confusing.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
easy to get lost.
Oh, definitely.
Right, for sure,
Well, I
for
can get
sure.
lost in a closet, but that's a different story altogether.
If someone wanted to apply to the jobs, where do they go?
Sure. You can email me your resume, Allie@execsally.com. I'm also available by phone or by text at 631-493-0518. Yeah, if you just send me your resume, I'm sure we'll be able to find a place for you. Like I said, it's very broad, our needs. Like, we never know what's going to come next.
Right.
So I'm sure that there's always a need. So please feel free to send a resume if it's something that you're interested in.
Can people in advance, like let's say it's the summer's over and the kids or the college kids or whatever, they know they're going to be home at a specific time. Can they send you their resume now and say, I'm not home till October? Would you be able to still interview them, say, in June and know that like they can't do anything till October?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a way, if you let me know your availability in our setup, we're able to hold off on giving you shifts until you're ready and available.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then the staff actually logs into a site to clock their hours and stuff like that?
Yes, so we use a program, it's called Nausta, and it's how we divvy up shifts. So all of our information that we get from clients will always go into Nausta, and you'll get all of it as soon as you accept a shift. And you're also able to clock in and clock out on that as well. So it has many different uses.
That's great.
Yes.
Okay. And does that alert, so that you're able to go into that and say, like, hey, Daria, you know, there's a shift available, you're able to, and then they'll get like an alert kind of thing and know that there's a shift available?
So the clients actually don't have access.
No, you, I mean.
Oh,
Can-
for me, yes. So as
That's
soon as,
awesome.
Yes, as soon as we find out there's a shift, we send it out to all of our workers through that app.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. So, I mean, it really makes sense to get their information over to you. That way they
Absolutely.
could be on that text. I mean, who doesn't want to know when there's something available?
Exactly.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's for potential workers. You know, remind everyone, besides the obvious, what type of businesses do you want or would you like reaching out to you, even if the event is 6 months, a year from now?
Yeah.
Sure. Really anything. I know anyone can really have an event. So most specifically country clubs, banquet halls, any kind of event space is who we typically deal with.
Okay.
But things like restaurants and hotels are also really, really great for us. So really any place that wants to throw a party and they need some additional staff, our
Sure.
ears are open. So
And you do beach venues and things
yeah,
like
we
that?
do it all.
You do it all. Fantastic. Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on.
Ellen.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
been very, very enlightening. This has been another episode of Higher Authority. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us at info@execsally.com. Thank you.